Ricky, why can't you just leave me alone?
He's such a jerk.
Don't hang up on me.
What was that? Oh my god.
Get away from the window.
There's someone there.
Ashley! Are you hiding? I'll find you.
Don't worry, I'll protect you.
Well, if home invasion stories weren't creepy enough, here we are. So, better watch out. I remember when this movie was coming out, and I'm thinking, okay, it's just another, like, horror film. Like, kind of like another home invasion film. But then people started talking about it, saying, no, it's actually more than that, and it's actually really good. And I'm like, okay. Like, I'll put this on my list to watch. Then I finally watched it. And it starts out like a typical home invasion story. But then it turns it around, and it's like, oh, okay, I was not expecting you to go this route, but all right, I'm into it. So the movie's about this girl who babysits, I think it was like, I think 12, 13, I think, boy who she's been friends with for a while, but he really wants to get into a romantic relationship with her, and she's just not interested. And I'm kind of going, okay, dude, kind of like back off a little bit, okay? Like you're pushing it, like you're really pushing it. And then when I guess invaders show up, she must defend not only the house but also protect him. But then things aren't all what they seem, and then, not going to spoil what happens or what it is, because you just need to see it for yourself, because I was not expecting it. Because I didn't hear anybody say, oh, then it becomes this. Oh, it becomes this. They do this. And I'm like, because this is kind of a smaller movie and didn't really get a whole lot of recognition, that people were just like, oh, well, let's kind of forget about this. But, this one generally took me by surprise. It's a home invasion story that then changes and does something else and does something different during Christmas. So, oh, okay, you did this. Okay, this is interesting. This is also very much like a bottle film where it takes place in one location. And it becomes like you're trying to defend, but you're also trying to escape, but then you find out that your escape routes aren't coming, and which, sucks. But the movie took me very much by surprise. It also has the two kids from M. Night Shyamalan's The Visit. They're in this movie. And I was like, oh, cool. All right, I'm more into this. And yeah, I will say this: the acting, really good, especially when it turns it around, and it just becomes like, oh my god, wow, you people need help. You need help. So, yeah, when I heard about this movie, it looked like a typical like home invasion film, and that's all it was marketed as. And I'm glad it was, because then you do get that home invasion, but then it turns it around and goes, oh, well, what if this ends up happening? Okay, you're going this route. All right, I'm digging this. And this also doesn't really have a whole lot of characters, which I like. The kid's parents, they're only in it for like the very beginning and then the very end, but it's Virginia Madison and Patrick Warburton. I was like, oh, you're in this, cool. Like, all right. But like I said, they're only in it for maybe like 10 minutes total. But seeing him was still cool. It also has like some familiar faces. Like I said, the two kids from The Visit are in here. If you watch Stranger Things, Billy is in this before Stranger Things, or before he was in it. So it's like, oh, you're in this. Oh, okay, cool. So this movie kept. I was kind of going like, okay, it's a typical home invasion, but then it just keeps going higher and then higher and then higher, and then it got to the point where it's like, all right, I'm digging what you're doing. All right, I'm really digging what you're doing. My really only complaint about this was towards the end. They do something where I'm like, oh, why did you do that? But then they turn around and go like, oh, wait, no, you were actually fooled. I'm like, oh, okay, because I'm like, yeah, that would have sucked. Not going to say what it is because you just need to watch it. But it was one of those things where I'm like, oh, why you didn't need to do that. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Oh, okay, that's what I thought, and that's what I thought you should have done, and you did it. All right, I'm back. So, but this movie also is pretty violent too. I was not expecting it to be as gory as it was. Which was great, and it's also really short. It's like barely under 90 minutes. And it moves pretty quickly, moves at a good pace. But, the violence and then the situations they end up getting in, it's like, oh, okay, that wasn't expecting that, but okay. All right, interesting. So, yeah, this movie took me completely by surprise, and I heard from people who really like horror movies. They're just like, yeah, we really dug this. And also, I love this movie does a lot of false scares, and that was cool. Where I'm like, oh, you're cool. All right, cool. So, yeah, I really dug this. I think it gets maybe a great, because I actually was generally surprised on what they did. Like I said, it's a home invasion movie, but then they throw a twist in there, and the twist actually sticks. And it's like, all right. So like, I would say maybe the first 30 minutes is setting up the characters and setting up the whole situation, and then the last hour is just, let's just throw this twist and throw all this stuff at it, and it all sticks. So I was generally surprised on how good this was, and like I said, it gets a great. And yeah, this one, I don't see them doing another one. I don't. And not a whole lot of movies, I don't think, need to get sequels. And I think this is one of them. Because it has a beginning, and it has an end. It's like, all right, you told your story. All right, you don't need to really continue that. So, all right, cool. Awesome. So, if you like those, like, psychological home invasion films, like The Strangers, and if you also like watching like Christmas horror, and especially horror comedies, then I think you would definitely get a kick out of this. This one, was a bit slow at first because I'm like, okay, I'm expecting this, but then when the twist comes in, I was like, wow, all right, you have me for the rest of the movie. So if you like horror comedies, you'll definitely like this. If you like Christmas horror comedies, here you go. If you like Christmas, like screwed up horror comedies that are centered around Christmas, you will definitely dig this.
That's awesome! Deck the halls with balls of holly!
Why can't exes just go away?